last question of the night. Who is gonna be the next Saints head coach? And just y'all's opinion on whoever you think is gonna get it. What's your opinion of that coach?
Well, this is just very stressful for me right now. I'm trying to figure out who is the head coach. Every guy that I could think of is getting eliminated and removed from the candidacy. If it's freaking Mike McCarthy, if it's freaking Joe Brady, if it's freaking Aaron Glenn, the Saints can't say they're going for who they want because right now the options are very narrow right
Oh,
now
thought you was gonna say it. You didn't say it though. Go ahead.
because they have these are the options that I could think realistically right now. Kellen Moore, the great Mike Kafka, Jason Weaver. Yvonne, that's not funny. Okay, maybe it is. But those those are he's the coordinator or assistant, whatever, for the Miami Dolphins.
I'm gonna tell you, hey, see, let me go because I think you got it right earlier. I think Kellen Moore is the guy. I think that's why you see guys dropping off because they're not gonna name him until after the Super Bowl. I think that's why they're walking away from the job because they're like, Kellen Moore already got the job. That's what I think. If they don't give it to Kellen Moore, I would be shocked. I think that's why they never named him yet. I think they may name him during the Super Bowl week, maybe after the Super Bowl is over. But I think he's the guy. I think that's why Mike McCarthy news just dropped that he's not coming back next year. The Saints want Kellen Moore now. You see it all the time.
Well, what do
Teams that
you think?
win.
You like Helen Moore?
I think Kellen Moore got a lot of talent around him. So I'm a little skeptical. Um, I I do think he has good play calling out there, but it's easy. I don't want to say it's easy. That's not fair. But it's easier when you have the type of talent he has in Philadelphia. He
That's
goes
the
to New
same thing you could
Orleans.
say about Ben Johnson, though.
Yeah, but I felt like Jared Goff wasn't Jared Goff like he is now. I mean, he was with McVay, for a little while, but this Jared Goff is a whole different guy. A whole different guy. David Montgomery, they gave up on him in Chicago. They gave up on that
That was
fool.
dumb.
Jameer Gibbs came out of college. So I just look at what they had outside of Amon Ross St. Brown. None of those guys was really proven like that. I felt like Ben Johnson really gave them that platform to spread their wings outside of Amon Ross. But I don't know. Kellen Moore, I would say if they hire him, I would give it a C plus because he is on a winning team and he's seen winning going down. They might not win a Super Bowl, but they're gonna probably they're there now. But they got so much talent in Philadelphia.
See, or sorry, X. If the Saints hired you right now as GM and they said, "Look, figure it out," who are you hiring?
I told you I can't say he would take the job, but I know I like laugh. I would call Peyton Manning. I swear to God. I would call Peyton Manning and talk to him. And I'd be like, bro, let's turn this thing around. I believe that you have that kind of mind to turn this thing around. Get the best people around you. But I just feel like Peyton Manning is he has a brilliant mind. And you can't like to me, that's what I look for. I want somebody that is a visionary. I feel like Peyton Manning just sees things that other people don't see. That's what I would
Who
call.
who would you call? See,
Hmm. Drew Brees.
I ain't mad at that.
oh, let's
It kind of
go.
makes sense.
I, w-
Basically, same thing.
I would call Drew Brees. I actually think honestly, I think Drew Brees wants the job. I think he wants the
They
job.
interviewed him. He talked to him. I saw that they didn't the Saints didn't interview. I saw an interview where they talked about it.
Right, yeah, yeah. They didn't interview him for the job. I would interview him for the job. I think he wants the job. I'm not sure how good he'd be at the job though.
Right.
Um, Peyton Manning either. I think Peyton Manning has a great mind, but that didn't always translate to coaching.
That's true.
It's almost like the Michael Jordan effect as being a GM. You look at people and you want them to be as good as you were. You're like, damn, just do this. and
That's true. That is true.
they can't just do this. You know what I mean? And I think that might not translate. But who do I think we're going to get? It's Kellen Moore. I think Kellen Moore. He's I never thought about it like X said, and that probably is it. Everybody probably does know that Kellen Moore is going to get the job. I didn't realize he was only 36. That's big. I thought he was 39 for some reason, but one of those young guys. I'm with that. I'm with us bringing in a young mind, excited to be a first-time head coach, can galvanize the team. I think that like I said earlier, young players, they don't mind getting coached by a younger coach more than an older coach, a retread. So I think that where these young coordinators go wrong, the ones that don't work out, is they don't come in and set the culture like you did it. The first thing that Darren Rizzi did when he got the job as an interim head coach is he changed the locker room around. He changed the design of the locker room because he wanted to shake things up and change the culture to be around his. And everybody was excited. The whole team was excited the next couple days, the next couple of weeks, and we won 2 in a row behind that. I heard an idea from one of these Saints podcasts I watch. It wasn't a bad idea. It's not something that I would do. And I think it's dirty, to be honest. They said that they think that we should just hire Rizzi, let him be the sacrificial lamb for this year.
Wow.
And just kind of tank next year because they know we'll be pretty bad next year, get a good top 5 pick, find the coach that we really want next year, and start over fresh.
But see, I kind of had that. You had the opportunity this year.
Yeah, and I just don't think that's not what this organization does. X has been wanting us to blow it up and rebuild for years.
And he asked if I was the GM. Derek Carr was getting traded.
For who?
You don't like that?
For who? And start.
Well,
He's going to the
He
Giants. I don't care what he wants. I would say, man, you go throw the Malik Neighbors. Neighbors, these are the quarterback. Go be throwing Malik Neighbors. Shout out to Malik, man. I reached out to you on Instagram, man. Hit us back so we can get you on this show, man.
Man, I'm just saying that as an organization, I think we are like I mentioned earlier, everybody knows how to fix their organization just like that, right? Everything that our GM does is wrong. Everything that our quarterback and our coaches do is wrong, and we know how to fix it. It's a lot harder than we think it is. I'm sure it is.
I think Moore. I think if you guys get Moore, it's a good hire, though. I think what the Saints trying to do, they're trying to find himself like that offensive genius, something similar to Sean Payton, and Kellen Moore knows his football. He's good at calling, the X's and O's, and he's a good play caller, and he gets the best out of the majority of his players, man. He's and I like what he's obviously his NFL career didn't go the way it wanted to, and as then he became an assistant. As we all know, we remember him what he did in Boise State as a quarterback. But I think he's a good hire, though, man. And he's the Saints need an offensive mind, a great play caller, somebody that's young, man. And I think that is the right hire, though, man, because I'm definitely not going for the murder candidates that they got.
Wow.
What? What? You want Mike Kafka, man?
Hey, man, I told you what I would do. I told you what I would do already. I want to know, Ivana, who would you do if you was the GM of the Saints?
Man, this is the New Orleans Saints, man.
Bro,
those guys beat your guys' ass in the Super Bowl.
Y'all also paid to beat up on Favre to get there.
Hey, man, what would you do? Man, answer the question.
Hey, this is the New Orleans Saints, man. Aaron Glenn wanted the Jets, not the Saints. Who else turned? Joe Brady, who y'all wanted, who lived in Louisiana, said, nah. Who wants that? Mike McCarthy now drops out. He'd rather not coach. He said, I'd just rather not coach than coach
Right.
the Saints.
That's because they offered the job. The job has already
Hey,
been taken.
hey, man. Look, this is the Saints. They have completely fumbled this process. If I'm being honest, okay, they knew they had a vacancy a while ago, and I don't know what the hell they did during this process. How can you be on plan L at this point?
I don't think they
We
are.
are.
Someone,
That's how many coaches we've offered this job to.
someone. That's
Zero.
the issue. That's the issue, though. That's the issue. You got to speed up. You got to go get a guy like, bro. They're 0-4 right now. Like
But
Mickey
what if
Loomis
Kellen
is
Moore was their
0-4.
guy? What if Kellen Moore was their guy
It
from the very
wasn't
beginning?
though because everything I read was they interviewed him way later.
Yeah,
Than
but
some guys.
what I'm saying is they didn't offer none of those guys that you're saying the
Right.
job. Nobody.
But
Not
that's the
one of
issue.
them.
That's the issue. Like they're sitting there.
But what if they talked to Kellen Moore via phone? He just came in person. But what if they said, "Look, man, we're gonna play this out. Whenever y'all leave out, whenever y'all exit out the playoffs or y'all win the Super Bowl, that's when we're gonna give you the job. We're just gonna play it out.
But
We
see,
gotta do the interview."
that's the wrong approach though, because if you really wanted Kellen Moore, you would have offered him already because you knew Dallas was interviewing him, and you would be worried that Dallas is gonna
But
want
what
to
if he
sign.
said I'm coming? What if he
Yeah,
said
what
I
if you
am
already had
coming?
a deal in place?
I don't think I think he would have signed already. He would have just said, "I agree to terms. We'll just finish it
But
when
what if he
Philly."
said, "Well, let's keep it on the hush until everything's situated"?
I
Before we
don't
got
think so. I don't think so. Everything I've read, they keep missing out on guys. Guys are saying no. Joe Brady straight up. I personally think the Saints wanted Joe Brady or Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn told them, "I want the Jets job." So then they went to Joe Brady, and they were like, and Joe Brady was like, "No, I'm not. No, I'm good. I'm staying with Josh Allen." So I just think this is the most Saints move ever. They've dropped the ball. Now, I think the best option to do is what Seed said. Take back Rizzy, take an L, blow it up, and start over here just because I think they screwed it up this year. Now, if they hired me, obviously I'm not doing that because I have a job on the line. I'm going to tell you who the Saints should have hired, and they might hire him next year or I don't know in the future. Jesse Minner, the Chargers defensive coordinator. Here's why. Here's why. I
Let's
guarantee you,
go.
next year when we're on here talking about coaching hires, he's going to be a new head coach somewhere else. He learned under John Harbaugh, was on their defensive staff all those years. They were always a
Big
good defensive
John.
team.
A good
Then
Harbaugh.
then he followed Jim Harbaugh to Michigan, was their defensive coordinator when they won the national title last year. Then he followed Harbaugh this year. They were good on defense. They're only going to get better. I think Jesse Minter is a future head coach soon. And when you don't have a quarterback of the future, like I don't think the Saints do, Joe Brady and all these guys literally have confirmed that. If any of them thought Rattler was the guy, they would have taken the
So
job.
if Kellen Moore
Or
takes the job,
They
then what you
weren't
gonna say?
offered the job. Why do you keep saying that they turned us down and they never got offered?
Y'all would have offered Brady eventually. He just did not want to take another interview. I'm sure y'all would have offered Aaron Glenn if he wanted a job. He wanted a Jets job. So I
They
truly
didn't
think
offer anybody the job though.
that's the issue. I don't know what the hell they were. They were picking their nose, flirting, playing Tetris or something. I don't know what they were doing. They had deadlines just like every other team.
they
Everyone
had
else
the
has
most
hired a
time.
coach.
What do you
I
want to
don't
say?
know.
They had the most time out of any team because Dennis Allen was one of the
But
first
Yeah,
okay,
coaches
so my
that got
thing is
fired.
The Cowboys interviewed Kellen Moore. That's what we read, right?
right.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they hire Kellen Moore?
Well, they like Schottenheim more.
I don't think so. I think Kellen Moore said, I'm not taking that job.
Hell no.
I'm
Of
telling you what
course
I
he's
think.
gonna.
I really believe that the Saints, they have talked to Kellen Moore. If Kellen Moore doesn't take this job, I would be shocked. I think this been already, they already established as the next guy.
Last week we called it a slam dunk where when we called where Kellen Moore was gonna go. There was nothing close remotely to of Kellen Moore being linked to the New
I
Orleans
didn't think,
Saints.
but now the more I'm seeing it, that's what I think is going on.
as the dominoes are falling, you can see clearly now. Kellen Moore is going to be the hire. They're only
Yes.
waiting because he's preparing for the Super Bowl. I mean, other than that, he would have been our head coach by now.
It's gonna come out Super Bowl week, next week, this week, sometime.
He's gonna get hired as next Saints coach, but I think it's their plan L, plan H. I really think they wanted Aaron Glenn or Joe Brady, and then they fumbled the ball on those. I think, and then they were they were like,
The
all right,
only reason why
who
I
else is
disagree,
available?
the only reason why I disagree is because outside of Ben Johnson, to me, as far as the offensive coordinators, even over Liam Cohen, I believe that Kellen Moore could have got Jacksonville's job if he wanted it.
Yeah.
He could have got any one of those jobs had he wanted it. I think he just said to himself, I'm going to take the Saints job for whatever reason. Now, I'm not saying he should. I'm just telling you what I think. I think that he could have got any other job he wanted pretty much.
I disagree. I think he only got interviewed by Dallas and New Orleans. Dallas didn't offer him, and he said, all right, I'll take New Orleans if I can. Now, let's say they do hire him. I think it's a trash hire as well. And I would have said that if he went to Dallas. I would have said that if he went to Jacksonville. I've seen nothing from Kellen Moore that I'd say, okay, wow. Bro, come on. I can coach Jalen Hurts, Saquon, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith. Come on, like in Dallas, he coached CeeDee Lamb. I don't know, like I don't see anything special there. And I think he's going in a bad situation because I'm not sold on Rattler like y'all are. Derek Carr is not going to be there 2-3 years from now. So I just don't. I think I think it's a tough situation. I said last week,
but
I don't
if he really believes in himself, if he's really that guy, he should be able to turn it around, right?